All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm so happy to see everybody's faces. I really appreciate seeing all you guys in your different time zones and joining me on Wednesday or my Wednesday morning um, to be able to share in this writing circle. So I just wanted to start off by saying I appreciate your presence. I know it's early or late where you are, and you could be doing other things with your time, but you're here, so I appreciate you. Um, Today we're talking about discovering your gifts, which I think is important, and it's a process that's always seems to be unfolding, at least for myself and probably for many of you as well. Um, I think if you're doing life properly, you're always discovering new things about yourself. And I think it's important for people to be able to share these things. One of the things that I realized that's really important to me is to be able, I don't have any children, so, but there's a lot of things that I think are really important to be able to share with other young people, young women in particular, messages that I may not have gotten when I was younger. And I think that this is part of my way of being able to share at least what I know, and to be able to gather the knowledge of other women that I know through writing. So this is part of the reason why, excuse me, why I do this. But before we actually get started, as always, I like to be able um, to start with meditation, just to be able to ground us into the space. And so when we do meditation, I always start with turning the video off, just so we can focus on ourselves for just a few minutes. And when I do meditation, I just like to be able to start with just a normal breath to be able to settle into where we are. Feel the seat where you are. Feel the seat and feel how that feels like on your bottom, how the chair feels on your legs. You can sort of intentionally feel the gravity start to pull on your shoulders and your back and your neck. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes or at least soften your gaze if that feels more comfortable to you. And you can sit cross-legged where you are, or you can put the bottom of your feet flat on the floor. And meditation never needs to be complicated. At least for me, the less complicated of meditation is, the more useful it feels for me. So just being able to sit and breathe at a normal pace for you is useful. That's enough. Now, on your own, you can breathe in 3 times deeply into your diaphragm, to the point where you are breathing in and your diaphragm or your stomach goes out. And then when you breathe, or when you breathe in, your stomach goes out. And when you breathe out, and when you breathe in, your stomach goes back in. So you can take in 3 deep cleansing breaths on your own, starting now. And when your 3 breaths are done, you can just sort of return to your normal breath. And you can just sort of move around in your seat a little bit, maybe stretch your neck. Use your hands to massage your shoulder a bit. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and turn our video back on. Good morning, Chef Amira. Thank you for joining us today.
Good morning.
So good to see you.
Good
Did
to
I
see you
meet you in Puerto Rico?
too. Me
Yeah,
in Puerto Rico
yeah.
at Glow's event.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is you.
it's me. Now that I'm on East Coast time, I can make these. So before I was like, "Sis, I love you. It's not happening." But I have relocated to St. Lucia, so I'm up at 5 a.m. every day here.
Nice. I love St. Lucia. I need to go back.
Yes, come
Oh,
on
you
back.
bringing
I
us
love it here.
together like a family reunion.
Let's see, Miss Woods is coming. Okay, so this morning we're talking about learning how to discover our gifts. And I was inspired to do this because I remembered a conversation that I had with my ex-husband this was a long time ago. Buenos dias, Miss Woods, I see you. This is a conversation I had with my ex-husband years ago. I think it was something like maybe the Olympics or something was going on, and there was a person that we were watching. I don't exactly even remember what it was, but we were watching them, and it was a young child that was doing whatever their thing is related to sports. And my ex-husband, he made a remark talking about how, some people are just really smart, or, they're just really, um, some people are just really smart, and, they just know how to do things really well, which was sort of shocking for me. And, I think everyone is born with things that they are smart and they're good at, but at the same time, things that people or young people in particular that they are born with, you have to actually put some effort and some you have to put some training into it. And that was a new idea for him, really, because we had a long conversation about, you can be born with all sorts of gifts, but if you don't invest anything into the gift, then the gift sort of goes away. So I wanted to be able to talk today about different ways that we could sort of invest invest in our own gifts. No matter how young or how old we are, we all have gifts and things that we are discovering as we grow older and we learn new things about ourselves. So I wrote down 3 truths about gifts that I've learned over the years that I wanted to share. And the first one is, you don't always need to monetize your gifts. that you can sort of grow your gifts at your own pace without the pressure of having to sell it to everybody. I know we all need to be able to do things for survival, but some things we can actually just sort of take time to be able to learn for ourselves. You can take the time to learn your gift deeply. I don't know. I like that. There's a gentleman on YouTube that I really like to be able to watch. Do you all know his name is Rajiv Surendra? He's a little Indian American dude. He's young. I don't know how, but he might be in his early 30s. But he's an actor. But he has a ton of gifts that he shares related to art and homemaking. I think he has a show on HGTV. He's been on a couple of movies. But one of the things that I really love about him is that anytime he wants to know something or learn something, like he does calligraphy, he does, watercolor painting, he does pottery, is that he takes the time to learn things deeply. And by deeply, I mean, like he'll go out and find whoever is the most gifted in the thing that he wants to learn very specifically about the thing that he wants to know, like watercolor painting. And he'll find them and he'll find a way to be able to work with them. Of course, he's got the cash to be able to do that. But there's ways for all of us to be able to do that. If you think about it, you can learn from anybody from anywhere at any time. You can go online to be able to find free things to be able to learn. People offer classes online. You can go and find people in your neighborhood to be able to learn new things. There's always a way for you to be able to learn things. And in doing that, when you do take the time to be able to learn in that way, my second point was that your gifts are here for you to be able to enjoy first. I know for myself, I've always sort of been raised to believe that if you learn how to do something, you have to give it away. I don't know, maybe that being more of an empathic person, you feel like you have to serve other people first. And a lot of other religious people I find also sort of fall into the same category, is that you feel like you have to give to everybody before you give to yourself. But your gifts are really for you to be able to enjoy first. It's okay to be selfish with your gifts. It doesn't have to benefit anybody but yourself, especially when you're learning it. You don't have to prove its usefulness to anybody but yourself. And what I learned in doing that is that other people are inspired by watching you be in your joy. When people see your joy on display, it sort of becomes infectious, and it's an energy that other people want to be around. So they wind up picking up the thing that you enjoy in that way, or they're just sort of inspired by the energy, and it inspires them to be able to go out and find out what brings them joy as well. So being in your joy is its own reward for yourself, and then having other people watch you be in your joy is inspiring. And then the last thing is, your gifts don't look like what other people have been gifted. Your gifts don't look like what other people have been gifted. Your gifts are unique to your own personal path, so don't allow other people to tell you what you should be doing with it. I think that's important in a space where people feel like we have to, well, not that we feel like, you do have to do things to be able to make money, but your gifts and what you do for money can be two different things, and that's okay. But your gifts are things that you do for your own personal path. Sometimes we look at other people and we get upset and we want to, live in comparison and be upset because our gifts may not show up in the same exact way that we might see somebody else, but that doesn't mean it's any less useful. The trick is to be able to find out how is it that your gift is useful to the life that you were choosing to live. And that's really what makes our life paths unique. When we spend a lot of time trying to copy what other people are doing, we don't get as much benefit out of the gifts as we may want to. So I don't know if anybody had anything. That was just really a short thing that I had to be able to share today. If anybody had anything to say about that, I would love to be able to hear. If anything rang true for you. If not, we can just go into question number 1. All right. So our first question for today, what would you take the time to learn if money and time were no object? What would you take the time to learn if money and time were no object? I'll put 5 minutes on the clock. Last minute. Okay. So what would you take the time to learn if money and time were no object? Who'd like to share?
I'll share.
Sure. Hey, Cherie.
I, hey, I would learn cybersecurity hacking.
Really?
Um,
I wouldn't
yeah,
guess that from you.
I know, but I've just been incited. I know it's something that's not me, but it's something that I'm fascinated by, like how maybe because I just recently met a hacker and I see the usefulness um in terms of our community, like you know, like being like the Robin Hood. I see the usefulness is all I'm
Mhm.
saying. Um, I also would like to. I would like to have. And I guess I could. I mean, but okay, I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I would like to learn how to navigate a vessel on water using the
Mhm.
stars, astronomy.
Wow. That's
I
fascinating.
know. I'm fascinating myself. I never thought about this until you gave me the prompt. Like, like I really went into the recesses, like, ooh, just really taking it to the highest height. Like you said, if time and money weren't an issue, like, and so I just allowed myself to dream.
Hmm.
Also to make a pattern for a dress that I realized yesterday I have to throw out because it's worn.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to sew the dress. I'd like to re-sew the dress.
Hmm.
And the last thing is to learn ASL.
Oh, sign language?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
That's
that's it.
all.
Thank you for
Those
letting me
all.
share.
I hope you find a way to do at least a couple of them.
I think I can do the ASL and the pattern making situation sooner, but the boating, I don't know. Oh, oh, one of the sisters. I love you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Just put
my son
something in
was
the
into
chat.
yeah, my
Thank
son
you.
was into sailboating when he was like 10 years old. So there are lots of organizations. And if you go on Facebook, there's a black association of faith. Where are you in the US? Or you have to
I'm
kind of
not. I'm in Indonesia.
oh, then this should probably be even cheaper than doing it here in the States. Yeah, just look around. It's not as expensive as you think it is. If you just got to kind of tap into some of the resources. Some of the captains will actually teach you free if you do some stuff around the boat, like scrubbing barnacles and different things. And
Oh,
that's
scrub the
that's
barnacles off. Oh,
free night, but it's part of being a sailboat, learning how to maintain the boat. So,
the
it's
ship.
like if
That's
you can't have a horse if you're not scooping poop, right? But
yeah.
seriously, check it. Don't let that dream go. It's there, and it's people willing to teach you free 99 if you're willing to do some physical labor.
Hmm.
Thank you for the encouragement, sis. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Anyone else care to share?
I will.
Yes,
So the first thing, oh, go ahead. You said Kim.
No, Natasha, I'll say yes, ma'am. I was listening.
Oh. So the first thing I put was dance. I would definitely study dance professionally. I said I want to enroll in some type of dance school, wherever the Alvin Ailey dancers come from. Like I want to go be with them and like actually learn how to dance. But then I started really thinking about like acrobatic arts and like all this like something about being in the air and like culinary school. Like I would love to learn how to make really pretty stuff. And then I just realized I would just be a professional student because I love collecting like random knowledge. Like I don't care what it is. I like being in class. Like um right now I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna do this aerial yoga certification. I'm probably gonna do it. But and yeah, I would go ahead and enroll in my trumpet classes. I want to learn how to play trumpet just randomly. But yeah, I would just take classes if time or money. Yeah, I would stay in a class, which is funny because I'm already kind of staying in a class now.
Yeah, you do that.
I do. Consistently in a class.
I love it. I love it. A couple of things that I wanted to do was to learn. I want to be like Miss Carolyn. I want to learn herbs. I know a little bit, but one of the things that I really want to be able to do is to stay out of the hospital as much as humanly possible. And part of my own like health transformation, herbs had a lot to do with it. And so I understand how powerful herbs can be when you use them properly. So I would really love to be able to do that on my own. I also wanted to learn scuba diving, which is perfect because I live at the beach. Scuba diving. And then I need to learn how to play the kora, which is like a guitar-like instrument from the country of Mali. I've been saying I went to Mali like I want to say 2006 or 7-ish. And I love the country. Every country, almost every person that I met kept asking, you know, what was my connection to Mali when I was there. They kept speaking to me in their own language of Bambara. And I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. But I always felt like I had a connection to the country and I wanted to go back and I wanted to go to visit the Dogon people that are there. And so before I lose my enthusiasm for that type of travel, because Mali is sort of a difficult country to be able to travel to, I decided that I need to get there before my 50th birthday. Because the older I get, the less patience I have for certain types of travel. So we need to make this soon. So I want to go there before my 50th birthday, which will be in another 3 years. But I think I want to do it in like 2 years in 2025, December 2025. And to be able to get a kora, I can probably learn something like I've been looking at the ukulele. There's a brother online that teaches ukulele classes. I think I want to do that, which is sort of like a preamble or a preparation to Cheryl wants to go to Mali too. I don't know. I might look into trying to figure because there's been a few people who actually DM me when I put that post on Facebook who said that they were interested in doing that sort of a trip. So maybe, I don't know, maybe may need to figure out how to organize a group trip or something. And since it's a couple of years away, it'll give people time to be able to prepare for it. But yeah, I would love to be able to learn the core. I love core music. Like when I'm sitting down to write, I love Malian music in general. Mali has such a beautiful culture. Their clothes, the way that they create their patterns and things like that. I saw all of it, and it's just a beautiful thing to be able to watch. And so I would love to be able to take home a core and learn how to be able to play it. Cheryl says she loves difficult travel adventures. You sure do, Cheryl.
There's scuba diving. You know they got scuba diving Airbnb experiences in Cozumel.
Yeah, I have to look all of that up. So I have to go. I have to like. There's literally no excuse.
I want to do that too. Cozumel also got surf classes. Yeah, let me finish these swim classes first.
If you're gonna scuba dive, hurry up and do it before you're 50, because when you're trying to, some places will require physical once you get to be a certain age for scuba diving. That's why.
Yeah, it'll happen well before then. And like it has to happen within like the next 3 to 6 months.
I'm gonna scuba dive too. While I'm here, I'm gonna learn how to scuba dive because I'm like a mermaid. So I definitely am learning how to scuba dive.
Anybody else like to share?
Oh, I'll share.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go. No, I'll go after you. Go ahead, love.
Oh, okay, real quick. So I kept writing and writing and writing, and a lot of the stuff I wrote are actually things I could do, but time and money are barriers to, or at least I allow them to be barriers. So one of the first ones is music is everything to me, and I love jazz. I grew up in jazz with jazz musicians in the family. I would love to learn how to play the bass fiddle, the big one. And
Ooh, that's nice.
yeah, that would be everything. And then so I never stop at that. Just learning how to play would never be enough for me. So I need to like participate in like the like a jazz band, maybe travel around, play in a jazz band and live in that community. That would just gas me. That would just absolutely gas me to be able to do that. Another thing is, so everybody likes the boats and stuff. I get that. I love the sea, the water and stuff, but I want to stay on top of the boat and not in the water like scuba diving. I don't want to do that. But I love whales, like especially orcas, humpbacks. I would love to spend as much time as I could, like in that environment, whale watching, learning about whales, whale conservation, that kind of stuff. Biology. And then I think the last thing, I'm not going to share everything, is African spirituality. I was introduced to that at a different level. I'd love to take that to a different level and really learn what I believe I should have known about a long time ago. And so that's kind of important to me, but I wouldn't have any idea how to go about that. But that's something that's been like I've been marinating on that to figure out how to incorporate more of that in my life. So this is great. Thank you, lady.
I don't know if you all see how people's composure changes when they talk about the thing that they want to be able to do. You get excited. You know, there's an energy around you being able to talk about what it is that you would like to do without, fear of people saying, oh, that's stupid, or, why would you want to do that, or, you can't do that. The energy is different when you're around other people who are accepting of the fact that you're able to do many things. It's just really a matter of, whether or not you can get the resources to do it. People, offer resources to be able to do things, and, and it just makes you in your head, it moves you a couple of steps closer to the thing that you said that you wanted to do. Amira, did you want to share something?
Yes. So for me, if time and money were no option, I would travel around, and I want to, or I'm gonna say I'm going to, because it's gonna happen. I'm going to learn different cooking techniques from different cultures and just different flavor profiles, like from the actual culture. I know online there's a lot we can learn from, but when you go there, as I've learned when I'm traveling, it's completely different. Like there's like some ashe that's passed on when you actually go to the place. And I also would learn, I want to go to different areas and learn different healing techniques actually from the people. I know a lot, but I actually want to go to those places, whether it be Brazil, whether it be Thailand, and actually go to whether it's a village and actually sit with the people and learn these techniques and the different natural medicines that they use.
St. Lucia is a great place for that.
Yeah, no, I actually on my retreat, we did have like a 1 day experience, which was great. And so I will be doing more of that. But thank you. I gotten put into a great place for a lot of the things. I'm like, as I was writing it, I was like, great, we're just gonna do more of this right here. But yeah, I want it global, or it's going to be global. There we go. I'm
Yeah.
calling in for it global.
I love it. Hello, Miss Woods. Did you want to share?
I did. I felt like this is a good space to share, and that there are connections being made. So, a lot of things that folks have already said, I wrote down as well. So I've already become a
You can
certified
repeat it.
scuba. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can repeat it. Just because
Oh,
somebody
okay.
said it. You repeat it for yourself.
Okay. So I've already become an open water scuba diver, but it's been like 4 years since I scuba dive. So I want to, relearn how to do it. um, some of these things I already like know the basics, but I want to expand in depth and understanding. So like kayaking, canoeing. I also wrote sailing down, that came out of nowhere. I mean, and that didn't come out of nowhere, but um, I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
When you say
Videography.
settling, you said settling down?
No, sailing.
Oh,
Well,
sailing.
I mean, settling down could be an option with the right person, but I still think I want to travel. Videography, editing, particularly with Adobe Pro. I used to know, like these things I used to know how to do, and I want to come back to it. How to be a producer for like films and stuff. Um, Ethical and engaging marketing and how to sell. Like if you're gonna have a business, bits and pieces, but it's more of the depth for me. Gardening, herbs, cooking, plant medicine. I'm currently in Ecuador working with a medicine woman, so um, it's pretty dope. How to be an author writer, which is why I'm here. How to write a book. Plant medicine and well-being. And then the tips I stole from you when you said dance, I was like, oh yeah, that is one of my things I said I want to learn how to do is dance. And Spanish, I know enough, but I want to like be fluent. And so those are my things. And a lot of them I'm practicing already.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Can I ask, is it cold in Ecuador? You dress for winter. Are
I
you
am. The
cold?
nights are cold. The nights and mornings are cold because there's no heat in the like apartments and stuff. But the daytime is light jacket weather. So it's like 70 is the high during the days, but it feel like 40 degrees right now.
Oh God.
I know. I gotta get to Playa.
Oh wow. That is awesome. Thank you.
Did you say you got to get to Playa? You coming up here?
The plan, yeah, November. So it sounds like you still gonna be there. So we're gonna meet up. Halona, you said you're leaving soon.
I'm here. I'm here at
Okay.
least to early in the year, next
Okay.
year.
Well, I'm gonna hit y'all up.
Miss Woods, just check out UCLA Extension. There's for like movie producing and different things. They have online classes teach you how to write scripts, write movies. I'm taking a writers of color workshop, and it has been like life changing for writing, and it's a really really safe space. If you go online and you check, if you get accepted into the class, it's like $50 for the class, and it's when I say life changing, but the other classes are like $700, and the instructors are people who actually written books, produced movies, worked on Hollywood sets, and you can do most of the classes you can do them virtually. There's actually another young lady in my class that's in Ecuador.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Felice, and she's in this class that I'm in now. But it's a great resource. Check UCLA Extension, y'all. Don't sleep on. Harvard has an extension as well. It's just a little more expensive and it's kind of bougie. where, UCLA is in Hollywood, and so they're doing what they teach.
Mhm. Awesome. Thank you so much, especially the piece around being around other people of color, because I was a film major in college and I interned in Hollywood, and it just, I couldn't with all the white folks and just the, microaggressions and things like that. So for me to learn, I mean, for a lot of these things, being able to learn in a space where I feel safe and comfortable as a Black woman is major for me.
I was
Thank
a
you.
film major in college too. I graduated from CSUN with a degree in cinema and television arts
Come on now. Come on,
with a
Phil.
minor in art photography. So yeah.
I did the same thing in undergrad. I was TV. I wanted to do documentary production and
Me
editing.
too.
Same.
I had a good time until I had to get around white people.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
love the work. It was the white, a lot of white Jewish people in particular.
So not to hijack the conversation, but we had this conversation last night in class. So I guess this is kind of like serendipitous. And our instructor was like, you don't have to write for a white audience. You don't have to produce for a white audience. You don't have to use a white voice. Times have changed. And if you have that dream and it sounds like all of you did and you loved it, revive it, like reignite it, because we all want to hear what the stories that you tell in your voice. And I'm sure that we're not the only ones. And it's still a market that is lacking. And he was telling us that last night. He was like, white authors don't write for white people. They just write. They don't produce for white. Think about it. If you are a white author or a non-person of color, you just write freely. You're allowed to bend the rules. You're allowed to break the rules, right? But as a writer of color, our writing is often colonized, right? We use our authentic voices because, oh, that's not how people, but in our community, that's how people talk. And that's our community, that's how people sway. That's our swag. And so reclamation, reclaim your voice and just do it for you. And I guarantee you someone wants to hear it, but we have to be courageous enough to do it, right? In our voices. Sorry, didn't intend to hijack the conversation.
Y'all
No,
reminded me
that's
that I
actually
wanted to learn how to write fiction because, ironically, to what you said, Cheryl, the personal development books, like have you ever read like The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari? Like I want to write something like that, but Black. I want to write a Black fiction personal development book. So, but I feel like it's a lot of things that happen in there. Well, what did you say? UCLA Extension. Look that up. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of big universities have extension programs. And I was actually learning how to reclaim your voice when you said when your voice has been colonized or you've been oppressed is I think is what I actually wrote there. That's one of the ideas that I've written down to do as a class for Wednesdays for a Wednesday. So thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that. Oh, Cheryl put the link for the UCLA extension for the writing program in the chat for people who are interested. Let's do unless anybody else has something else that they'd like to share. No? Okay. We'll do the next question. How have your priorities changed between now and 10 years ago? How have your priorities changed between now and 10 years ago? For better or for worse? Okay. How have your, excuse me, how have your priorities changed between now and 10 years ago, for better or for worse?
Good
I
morning,
know,
everybody.
oh, go ahead. Miss
sorry.
Carolyn, how are you?
Hi, how you doing? I'm fine. Um, it's all about me.
Mhm.
It's all about me. And I find that by it being all about me, everyone else gets included because we're one anyway.
Mhm.
But if I focus on me, I'm happier.
Mhm.
So I'm the one who I've been looking for.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I wish that was something that the part that you said that when I think you said when you start with yourself, everybody else gets included anyway. I wish
Mhm.
I knew that earlier. I really did, because I was really out here stressed.
Me too. No, it was awful. It was awful.
I mean, hair falling out, just
Mm,
stress.
mm.
When
Didn't
we
know
talk
which way
about
to
losing your edge,
turn.
that was me.
Yeah, didn't know which way to turn, stay confused all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We
That's
fixed that, honey. Yes, I'm grateful.
mm-hmm.
I said to my daughter this week, and she was asking me, because I said something very paradoxical, and I told her, she asked me how I could say it. And I said, because I am not holding on at 74 to something that irritated me in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to allow the baggage to just fall off. It sloughs off with each healing modality. You know, I was listening to everyone and I was sort of in awe and just sort of pensive this morning because so many things are happening, so many dreams are unfolding, and I'm just so um almost to the point of tears grateful. Um and to hear everyone's dreams and to know that my dreams connect like whales. I live for whales. I traveled to Gloucester, Massachusetts the first time with my grandson to do whale watching. And now there's a boat that leaves from Brooklyn. And I've taken my great grandson twice. So what's really great is to now, if I had the money, I travel the world and I would study herbs in each place and go to all the spas that I could and all the healing waters that I've heard about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was sort of just basking. Thank you. I love stargazing. Oh, I would definitely go see the Northern Lights in different places. So, thank you everybody for sharing your visions, and may all of our visions come true
Mm-hmm.
with the quickness.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Carolyn. I love that.
Mhm.
Anyone else care to share?
Yeah, I don't mind sharing really quickly if it's okay with the group. I'd like to read something that I had printed.
Sure.
Um, I have friends for a really, really long time, and we check in with each other every morning. And sometimes we share just like stuff, like read this, like this will stop you. So this came through the mail. I had my daughter print it and I framed it. It's on the wall in my office, and it's so this is about my priorities. It said life humbles you. As you grow old, you stop chasing the big things and start valuing the little things. Alone time, enough sleep, a good diet, long walks, and quality time with loved ones. Simplicity becomes the ultimate goal. My priority is all of those things. So I like at 60, like Carolyn says, that I'm a woman of a certain age, I'm 67 and a half. I'm at that age where, like little kids, they get to be 5 and they're almost 6. And they say, how old are you? Say, I'm 5 and a half. So I'm like at that age, I'm like 67 and a half. And I'm happy to be here. But yeah, it's a whole different ball game at this point. And like Carolyn said, it's all about me. And I'm just still learning that making it all about me makes it possible for for me to be about other people and for them to be about me, which was something really new. So thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I love that.
I love
Anyone?
your 10 year. I do. I love your 10 year because 10 years. And Cheryl, I sent you a message. I'm trying to figure out what this class is that you ain't seen. But 10 years ago, I was literally trying to figure out how to have this life. Like 10 years ago, I was taking marketing classes. I was trying to figure out this life coaching thing and online marketing. And the whole point was to live abroad. And here I am. So thank you. What's the name of the class? You're muted.
Oh, it's Voices of Color. That's the workshop that I'm in now. This is my third or fourth one that I've taken. And when I say the difference between Cheryl before, now I'm just like, F it. I'm using my voice. I'm gonna say country words. It's gonna be some isms, some ain'ts, some show enough and can'ts. And if you can't understand it, I don't have to explain it to you. As a writer, I don't have to explain it to you. If you can't get it, then move on to somebody else. I'm writing for me, and that's it.
Bet. And you said
Dialectic reading is my favorite. I love picking through it, and I love reading it aloud,
We meet at the same time.
But this show enough is a good thing, ain't it?
Oh, it is.
It sure is. I love it. I absolutely love it. Those things matter. Being able to speak comfortably in your own voice, that really matters. I remember, and I'll be quick because it's already at the top of the hour. But I remember being with my great grandmother. My great grandmother was from North Carolina, so I grew up with her, lived with her for probably about like 8 years. And so I picked up a lot of her language, and I learned in going to a white school, I learned really early that was just like, that was not acceptable. So I felt like I was always being knocked back and forth between feeling like what was comfortable for me with my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my grandparents, and then going to school and being told that was inappropriate. And so even now at the age of 47, I'm always trying to figure out, well, what voice am I talking in today? And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So trying to unlearn, I think we talked about last week, we were unlearning things and just learning how to just be yourself, to bring yourself into all the spaces that you go to without having to censor is something that's important to me.
So did y'all have some cornbread and some stricoline and stricofat?
What is stripoline?
That's like pork strips with, and so then you fry it, and with the thin lean and the thick fat. So then you fry it and it gets crispy, and then you suck on the end, the last part. Oh my God. I don't eat
that with my great grandmother.
Where it sure was good.
It was good. Going and watching her
smothered pork chops. Oh, excuse me, pork chops.
Pork chops, yeah. Pork chops. Mhm. All right, I put question number 3 because it's top of the hour. I know folks need to go. What are your favorite ways to express creativity now? What are your favorite ways to express creativity now? You can take that question with you because I know folks need to go to work and go on with the rest of their day. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. This is such a fun conversation. I love being able to talk to people about their hopes and their dreams and you know, what it is that they would like to be able to do with themselves and what they're doing and what they have done to be able to get to where from where they used to be to where they are now. And I think it's amazing for us to be able to be with each other and congratulate each other on how far we have gotten. Because I think for us as Black women, our road to being able to live out our dreams and getting to the point where we can say our dreams in public is a different road than what a lot of other people in the world may experience. Sending you so much love and gratitude. Have a wonderful Wednesday. That's what Miss Wood says. Thank you so much. So I appreciate you. For people who are watching the replay on YouTube, you can, and if you'd like to be able to join us on a Wednesday, you are welcome. Just go ahead and click on the link in the description, and you can put in your name and your email address, and you'll get updates on the circle and a lot of the other things that I'm doing. So thank you all so much. I appreciate your presence, your participation, and I will see you next week.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you too. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Great day.
Bye.